with yours truly. Hello everyone, yours truly, Chrislevi13 here with another episode of the Vault 13 podcast. My basically once or twice a month time where whether I'm solo or I got a guest, we can talk about gaming, music, wrestling, stuff in gaming and entertainment and have fun with you all the viewers. We usually try to do what in the beginning of the month and in the end of the month and kind of just talk about a lot of games, stuff in wrestling because we're wrestling fans and a lot of cool stuff. You know, but I got a lot to talk about today. A lot to talk about before I even get into the topics of Nintendo Switch being 3 years old and me having my Nintendo Switch for about 1 year. I've got a lot to talk about. That was a channel. I've got the Final Fantasy 7 Remake. I played it, and demo, AEW had their Revolution show and WWE had their Saudi Super show, and all that. But I need to tell y'all this right here. This right here. So go, remember, share it out. Tell your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your loved ones, everybody that I am live. Because once this stream is done, we're going to go take about a 5 to 10 minute break. And then we're coming back with Super Mario Odyssey on the Nintendo Switch. I have not beat that game, but we will play it. I am officially sponsored by eWin. Never thought this would happen. But this is my cushion, right? But I'm officially sponsored by eWin. And what does that mean, being officially sponsored? It's not a paid sponsorship, so if anybody watches this, I'm telling you, it's not a paid sponsorship. So it's not one of those things where, hey, I have to do paid sponsorship and I have to say A, B, C, or D. All that they asked me whenever I got the paid sponsorship with them was, can you add it to your Twitch, your Mixer, and your YouTube, right? So I did that. And I told them that, hey, I'd put it in all future videos and streams in the description box below. So the first link down there takes you straight to their site, and if you use my code Chrislevi13, you get 20% off at your checkout for gaming chairs like this, for gaming chairs like the one you see right here that I am sitting in, So I think that's a pretty badass deal right there, And I told him, I would be doing a review Friday and or Monday, coming out with a review where basically I take my phone, record some footage of the chair, and then basically the rest of the video is me sitting in this chair talking about what's this chair made of, its features, and why I got the chair. Basically hitting those 3 points, and then at the end of it, I'm just gonna kind of show a little bit of their website, and how easy it was to order a chair. But yes, if you're here, give me a hell yeah, and all that jazz, and we're ready to have some fun. So yeah, we're here, we're live. Buddy. Remember, like it. Ooh, so let me just check some. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Roberts. Everybody standing. This is unbelievable.
Uh-oh. Ooh. Okay, everybody, sorry about that. Now we're here. We got everybody here. So, starting things off, as I said, if you look at the first link in the description, I am now sponsored by them. Not paid sponsorship, it's a free sponsorship, but it is nothing less. Man, I mean, after a couple two streams and editing session, you know, it's been really awesome. But now we're here to talk about this baby right here. This baby right here that if I go like this. Yeah. Let's look at it. We actually got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9 people on their Switch right now. And the Switch came out 3 years ago, everybody. Roughly 3 years ago, you know. To have a system like this, like, let me just have a system like this right here. Let me actually go over here. I'll see y'all's comments over here. You have a system like this right here, right? It's able to go on your go, right, wherever you want to go. But also, you're able to put it in like a traditional console in a dock, play it on your traditional TVs, or whatever kind of TV you got. Even put it on your computer if you have the right stuff, you know, and all that jazz. Really, really cool, you know. And to have the games on there, not only do you have Nintendo first-party games, you have nostalgia with the Nintendo Entertainment Online stuff, the Super Nintendo Online, you know. You have a bunch of retro games coming to the console all the time. You have a lot of shovelware, obviously, but that's Nintendo platforms. They have a lot of shovelware, you know, and all of that. But in addition to that, as I go over here to adjust my hat real quick, in addition to all of that, you know, you have some good stuff on there, you know. It's a great console, you know, and I gotta say, there's some things like Witcher, I don't have it, but like Witcher 3, the way it looks on here, the way that Warframe looks on here, the way that certain games look on here is really awesome. Hell, Breath of the Wild was a release title for this system, and it still looks like one of the best titles on here. So, talking about this console, we're going to be talking about this console, and then we're going to talk about my impressions on this console after having it for 1 year. Then we're going to hit a little bit on the Final Fantasy 7 Remake Demo, and then round things out with the WWE Super Show and stuff like that. But before we actually dive more into this right here, because it is a great console. Because it's a great console. You know, but I'm going to put it down. But even before we get too deep into this console, so let me put it down right here. I want to say something really quick. Because I don't want to make the ramble on too long. But yes, we'll be doing some Super Mario Odyssey after this. So yes, we're sitting here in the chair. See this chair right here, really cool. All I gotta do is this right here. And the chair that I got, roughly, this chair right here, this eWin chair right here, roughly $200, usually on sale on their website. But then again, I used the code, gotten even more off of it. So I paid around $170 for this chair. You know, it took me about 45 minutes to set up, 45 minutes to an hour, roughly, to set up. You know, and all that jazz. It feels really comfortable. You know, so if you need that back lump support or you want some support, you know, it's really, really cool. And the chair model that I got that I'll be talking about more in my review, which I don't have the best setup here, but you'll see a little bit of my setup when I do the video Friday or Monday whenever I get the video released, where basically you'll see it. But this chair is able to sit people up to 400 pounds in this chair. So I talked to the guy that was at the company through Twitter, right? Because I just tweeted him out. T-Belly told me just tweet him out if you like the chair. So I tweeted him out and said, hey, I would like to talk to you. And the dude actually messaged me and I texted him, told him about my YouTube channel, what I was, what kind of person I was, you know. And what was strange, he said, you look like somebody that's more than just a customer, but a partner. And I was like, what? And we started talking back and forth about stuff. I showed him a picture of how many subscribers I had and all this stuff like that. And I was nervous. I told him straight up, I said, I'm nervous. I've never done this before except one time with, you know. And he basically said, okay, let me talk to my people. And he got me a custom URL, which is in the link below, like, you know, and gave me a code that I can give you all. You know, and I gotta say, for me to be not even 1K subscribers, and them looking for a lot more in content creators, and them to give me a chance, and it's free, you know, basically he talked to people, said, here's a code for you, here's this for you. That means something, you know. It means that I guess what I'm doing here on the Chrislevi13 show, as some people may say, the Vault 13 podcast, here in the house party, the Vault Squad, all that, it must mean I'm doing something right, you know. You know, and it's a free sponsorship. So if anybody on YouTube or anybody sees it, I'm not getting paid to hey promote this chair. Hey, talk about our stuff. Hey, if we send you stuff, build it, take a picture of it, share it on social media, and tag us all in it. No. Because as soon as I put my post up on Instagram, Instagram's like, is this a branded post? Are you getting paid by them to put this up there? And I'm like, no, I haven't got paid 1 cent. I bought this chair with my own money. Last Thursday. It said it would take 4 days to get here. So I was thinking Monday. It came here Sunday. I built it Sunday night, and I contacted the company Tuesday. Literally. No, I contacted the company Monday. Dude talked to me all Monday night, and then he talked to me all Tuesday, and we worked this up. And he went to his people, and he said, hey, we've looked at your He even told me today. He said, we looked at your content. We see that you're a good, genuine guy. We see that you've got a lot going for you and all that. Keep it up. And I said, but you deal with a lot bigger people with me. You dealt with people like Boogie, 2098, 2099, 2088, however you say his name, Boogie. Miss Click, I said, my buddy One Up John's the one that showed me about your company. My buddy T-Blaze the one that told me to come talk to y'all. And he said, cool. He said, yeah, we sent a chair to Miss Click. Yeah, and we talked to Boogie and some other people in the big realm, and I said, and he said, cool. So if y'all ever need a chair, I'm not trying to say you have to, but I would say get this chair. This chair is very, 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 very comfortable, especially for the lumbar support right there with the pillow, And even if I wanted to, I can move the pillow out of the way and still sit here with this pillow right here, and it's very, very comfortable, and all that. But hopefully I'll enjoy this, hit that like button, 10 like hype, as always. This is the last thing before we get into the big topics of the year, of the month, or whatever this episode is. But once the giveaway that is pinned on my Twitter is done, there will be no more mods giving out unless you've been here for an extended period of time. We will be doing some bigger thing, 2 other giveaways once that giveaway is done. Both of them are physical giveaways. One, if the winner will get a piece of merch of their choosing from my merch store. And the other is going to be dust sleeve and stuff like that from yours truly. So yeah, you got that going on. What else do I need to have? So I'm making sure I hit all my points, I've been enjoying people being in the Discord chatting when I'm there, when I'm not there, because of work and everything like that. I appreciate whenever I go into other people's streams to see them putting hard work on their channels, their product, It's very, very good. I've been enjoying playing games with a lot of people like Slayer and Miss K on the PlayStation, people joining me on the Xbox and stuff, doing community streams through the Nintendo Switch, even though Warface is a piece of dog crap, even though I played one match in it, it's still a piece of dog crap. As a game, but that's just how I feel. Everybody's got their opinions. But getting into this, everybody that has this console right here, Nintendo Switch, I want to know, in your 3 years of owning this Nintendo Switch, or however long you've owned your Nintendo Switch, what's your favorite game on the system, and what's your favorite memory about this system, or anything you want to tell me? Talk about this system in the chat right now, and I will tell you what my favorite memory of the system is and all of that. I've had mine for roughly about a year, and all that jazz. I've had mine about a year, I got me the standard one. It's a refurbished one, but from GameStop, but it still works. I've got a bunch of stuff on here, I've got to get me another SD card eventually, but that's part of life with these systems, You fill up an external hard drive, you fill up like this with the game getting so big. But I have Smash Brothers, Pokemon Shield, Fire Emblem, Zelda, got all the heavy hitters on here basically, a bunch of them. I still need some other games, on here as well, And I gotta say, playing Zelda Breath of the Wild and not really playing much Zeldas except a handful of times since the 64 Zeldas, it was really, really cool. People can say that Mario 3D World or Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 are great games. They are great for what they are. But to me, Mario Odyssey is the closest game that arcs me back to the feeling that I had when I played Mario 64. Playing games like Splatoon or Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 or Mario Kart 8 with friends are awesome, you know? And it's really, really awesome, you know? Hell, even playing something like a Lego Harry Potter collection on here is cool, you know? Uh, Goose Game, the Pokemon game on here got me back into Pokemon on the system. And playing a lot of the like indie games on here and retro style games is really, really fun. I got the Castlevania collection on here and more. I think I still do have my collection. Yeah, I still have that on here. Yeah, playing that stuff on here is really, really cool, you know? So yeah, this system right here is really, really awesome. This system right here and all that. So I'm gonna read everybody that's in the chat here real quick and shout out everybody that's in here in the chat. So as I put my Switch down for a moment, because if y'all got any memories of your Switch for like the last little bit, let me know. And so yeah, we got Slayer768 in here. We got Zombie J up in here. We got Dank Meme Center up in here lurking. We've got, let me see what else. We got Gucci Dolphin. I saw you earlier in VCIP's stream, VCIP stream. And to everybody that is here, thank you. Thank you. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button to become a member of the Vault Squad today, where we've got a Discord that you can join in. We got a Patreon with a few small added benefits there and all that. We do live streams several times a week. We do the occasional video, and we're very supportive in the community on YouTube, Twitch, and Mixer. So if you're on any of those platforms, we support a lot of people. I support everybody from people like Dashy and Boogie to Miss Click to Slayer to Tommy J to T-Bay to J-Love to V-Sips to Player Essence to HGZ to Miss Domination to this person to that person. Whole bunch of support. You know, and that's just a quarter of the people I support on a daily basis. My phone's going off probably all the time, even when I'm asleep. People going live here, there, doing stuff, you know. But thank you all for being here and all that jazz, you know. And I see that, you know. And I gotta say, I appreciate everybody that joined in the stream. If you hit that like button, remember 10 likes, we do a dance. And when that giveaway is done, it's on my Twitter. For the $20 card to the platform of your choice. You know what that means? We're moving it up from 10 likes to 10 plus 5, which is 15 like hype. You know, it's a goal of mine to do that, but yeah. And also, speaking of the Nintendo Switch, I gotta say, this is really, really good hardware. You know, to be able to have the Joy-Con, be able to slide out. Let me see. Let me get the little button right. You can see you have a Joy-Con slide out, right? And then you can turn it this way, and you can have a two-player action, right? By doing both Joy-Cons. You know, it's really, really cool. You know, really fascinating stuff, and all that. So I'm gonna put it back in its dock right there because it's set up with my setup. It's set up right there, basically right above my laptop, to where I can just put it in, and then my screen that I played over here. But also, they did very, very well with this right here. This piece of hardware right here, and this I'm just talking about. You know, they did very well with this. You know, this controller is very, very good. It's the closest to an Xbox controller as you're going to get without actually having an Xbox. Yeah, it does have the HD rumble and all that, and the stuff with the amiibos and all that. So that's cool. I don't own any amiibos, you know, but it is cool to see that. The only thing that really is an issue to me ever in like the time that I've had my Switch is basically some of the games don't have cloud saves and all that. So like if this Switch ever goes down, I might not be able to get some of my stuff back, you know, and all the issues that people have when they got the minis and all that. That's the only problems I've had. I have had a little bit of drift, but I got me some air, some of that air that you get to blow like your systems up, and I did that in my Joy-Con and it fixed it. You know, I don't know if something was in there, but other than that, I'm really, really solid system. I'm really proud of Nintendo doing this. You know, they do need to fix the voice chat thing where they could just put an update and say, hey, now we have a party chat system in our thing where you can go select your friends and get in a party chat. That would be cool, but hey, it is what it is. You know, but it is what it is. You know, if y'all got anything to say about the Switch or anything y'all got negatives, positives, let me know right now. And I'm going to take a sip of my drink. And also, I'm going to take the headset off real quick too. But I'll still be able to hear if I get any notifications. So yeah, if y'all got any memories of what there's a game that you like, a game that you're hyped for on the Nintendo Switch, let me know because we do have some gaming stuff that we're gonna talk about real quick before we get into the other thing. That's the thing that I think is that this right here. Yeah. That's the thing is that I know Nintendo has like an old way of thinking because they're the oldest gaming company out there, right? Pretty much, and all that. I'm just readjusting. And the thing about it is, y'all can agree with me or not agree with me, but they're like the oldest company out there, right? Because basically, if you look at the way gaming's gone since Nintendo revolutionized it, because the Atari was the Atari, but they revolutionized it in the 80s and early 90s, right? And basically, they came in and they basically made everything like different. They tried to do something with PlayStation, and it didn't work out. And what happened? PlayStation became, instead of being Nintendo and Sega going at it, and then all these other people doing whatever they want, it became Nintendo, Sega, and PlayStation because it was a fuck up, right? And then what happened? That was going, and then the 2000s came around. And what happened? Xbox came in there, and Xbox basically said, "Sega, you get out of the way. We'll take your spot." And boom, and all that jazz. And what's cool about this thing is even like today, you see that, like Slayer says, I love that Nintendo and Microsoft, I was on Twitter and they said 20 years since the PlayStation 2 released, right? And, and I looked, and the first tweet I saw up under the whole post from PlayStation tweeting that out was the Xbox YouTube, Twitter page saying something like a great console or something like that to them, and all that. And I'm like, that's cool that they can actually be like that, nowadays. Now I know when you get to those higher up, the older people in the companies, they're stuck in their ways. The people in Japan for Nintendo and PlayStation are stuck in their ways, obviously. But see the way the gaming is now, and Nintendo doing what they do. It's like this. People gripe, oh, it's still a console war between PlayStation and Xbox. It's not Nintendo. Since the Nintendo Wii, GameCube, Nintendo has done their own thing. And the Switch is basically taking everything they've learned and putting the best thing get some do like the GameCube, get some performance out of these games. Cool. Be like the Wii. Have something where people can hold a controller in their hand and do these motion control games and do these different awesome things. Cool. Have a tablet like the Wii U that's not just dedicated to your house, but you can go farther away from the console. Boom. AKA the Switch, And then there people are looking at like, well, Xbox and PlayStation. Well, each company is kind of going more and more to doing their own things and more to be like PCs. Now, when it comes to the Nintendo, the system that's 3 years old, people think it's going to lag behind to come to this next generation. I don't think so. I feel like the Nintendo Switch is 3 years. I feel like it's got another 2 to 3 years in its life. And in 2 years, they will show us, hey, boom, here's the next version of the Switch. On the 6-year mark, boom. And then what are they going to do? They're going to not only have a 6-year life for the Switch, 6 to 7 years lifespan for the Switch. When they show you that Switch Pro that comes out in like 2021, 2022 or something like that, that's not coming this year, that console is going to be able to have twice the lifespan this one had. And it's going to be something really, really cool, And I feel like they're going to be like, you know what? Y'all have looked for more hardware space, and these little SD cards can't give you as much as what your Xbox or PlayStation can give you with external hard drives. Well, you know what? We improved these docks, and I feel like Nintendo could do this. They could do this if they improve their dock. All they have to do is this right there. They give you an extra USB port, and and then that extra USB port, you're allowed to put an external hard drive right into it, right through USB. And then when you have your game in dock mode, your Switch in dock mode. If you don't want that game on your Switch, but you want it on your external hard drive, so you don't have to re-download it, and you want to play, and you just play that certain game like, say, Fire Emblem Three Houses or Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 at the time or something, you could have all that stuff on there, and then you want to put it on your Switch because you want to go on a trip. Well, you just put the games you want on your Switch for your trip, your 5 games you're going to play, and then you go on your trip, Cool, great, grand. Then in the next version of the dock, instead of having to buy a little piece to put an Ethernet cord in, have an Ethernet port right there built on the console itself. That's just what I would do as a gamer, because that'd be that'd be quality of life changes, I guess you could say. You know, and if y'all agree, disagree, let me know. Now, Slayer says, Mike, I love, Phil Spencer is the best of the three companies right now. He talked about playing his Xbox, PC, and PS4. And the thing about it is that we're going to divert a little bit away from the Switch for a moment and hit on that comment. People have seen what happened. Xbox had a disastrous period during the Xbox One. But that was mostly during the first half of the Xbox One before Phil Spencer took the head of Xbox Studios. And that is because Phil Spencer came in and changed the thing. Because I saw him in an interview. He said, you know what? He said, at the beginning of this of the 2000s, you had PlayStation, Nintendo, Sega, and us, Xbox, all competing each other. He said Xbox eventually took the spot of what Sega was doing, and Sega went like that's why you saw a lot of games on this. Was like about a year or two ago I saw this. He said that's why you saw a lot of Sega, those type games on the original Xbox. You know. Now with that being said, he said, you know, I'm not looking to really compete with those. I'm looking at the future. That you know, and obviously in recent comments he's made, that's why he's looking at Amazon, what they're doing. He's also looking at what Google's doing. You know, and it's really, really cool to say that, you know. But Phil Spencer, he's known since day one. They're gonna get beat up. They're gonna get beat up about this exclusive thing. And he said, you know, we're buying these companies not just so we can have their IPs, not just so we can do this and do that. We're gonna allow all these companies that are with us to continue building the games that they're building. So if they're all doing third-party games, let them continue doing their third-party games. Psychonauts 2 and a couple Outer Worlds, other games, still going to release third-party games for the contracts that they've currently got. But also at the same time, we're getting, you know, people expect, oh, we got all these companies now. Where are the games? 2018, 2019. It takes 2 to 3 years before we can really say a lot. So I feel like this E3 is E3 where they can sit there and say, boom, here's a lot of things. Boom, boom, boom. Because now we know the hardware specs, it's going to be full. Now, with PS5, they're holding their cards really, really close. Sony is. Sony and PlayStation, they're holding their cards really close. Nintendo is kind of like, we're doing our own thing, you know. And when we're ready to give you a pro, we'll give you a pro. You know. And all that. But it's really, really cool to see where the future's going. A lot of it's more digital, more cloud-based, but it's really, really cool. And I gotta say, I enjoyed my time on the Nintendo Switch playing Smash Bros. Even though I'm a scrub compared to a lot of people in the community, really, really cool. I enjoyed what the Nintendo Switch basically. Not that I stopped playing my Xbox. It's not that you know, and all that jazz. But the Nintendo Switch let me get closer with a lot of you all as friends, because I get to play more games with you all, talk about more topics with you all that I normally couldn't, you know, before then. And that's really, really cool, you know, and hopefully y'all like this Vault 13 podcast that I do several times a month, you know, and all that jazz. I appreciate y'all coming out to stream. When this one is over, in probably about 20 to 30 minutes, when this one is over, we're going to take about a 5-10 minute break, and then we're going to come back with Super Mario Odyssey. It's just going to go, I'm going to go way long enough to finish eating dinner, get a drink in me, and then do some Super Mario Odyssey for you all, since that was requested in the Discord, you know. But moving over to the next topic, if you still have anything to say about the Switch, say it now. And we're going to talk about the Final Fantasy 7 Remake Demo that I played the other night. You know, I played it the other night, and I got to say, very short. It was roughly about 40-45 minutes in total, other than my talking maybe, right? And the demo was really, really cool, because you jumped into the game, and they did it with like really, really good graphics, but they did it in a way that gave you feelings that would still arc back to the original Final Fantasy 7. You know, and it's like you're trying to remake the game, not just what do they call that? You're not just trying to remaster the game. We're like, oh, we remastered the visuals, we remastered the audio. The game looks better, because remaster is when they remaster stuff. It's like they do music. It's like they get music. It's like, oh, song from the 70s or 80s. What's remastered? And what do they do? They go back there. They get their tracks of the music, the bass, the guitar, all that, and they revamp it. Right? Boom, boom, boom. And a lot of games have had that happen, where they will remaster it, where they'll make everything look better, sound better, play better, right? And they'll come fix a few things. But they're remaking this game where they're still keeping the true story there, but they're fleshing out different parts of the story. They're fleshing out different parts of the environment, and it's really, really cool. And the way that Cloud Strife comes in there, really, really cool. Really, really done. I love the chemistry between him and Barrett right off the start in that demo. And I gotta say, it's really got me really hyped to play the game day one. Now, will I stream it? I don't know. If y'all ask for it, I'll stream it. But if y'all don't ask for it, I'm gonna dive into that game, pretty much play it a lot that week, and then share the opinions with y'all through a forum like this or its own dedicated video. But I gotta say, I gotta give hats off to Square Enix, because to me, the Final Fantasy VII Remake Demo, it arcs me back to Resident Evil 2. And I say that because Resident Evil 2 Remake from last year made people look at remakes differently. This one is taking it a step farther, making people look at remakes in an even different light, which is very, very cool. And I gotta say, to have a game like that they're wanting to remake and not just remaster it, it's very, very fitting, and it really pays homage to all the people that have supported the game, because to me, Final Fantasy 7, 8, 9 are the cream of the crop of Final Fantasy games. Even though 1 through 6 and 6/3 is really, really good, even though 10 through 15 are decent games, but you know, that right there is the cream of the crop. And if you got a PlayStation and you've got an hour on your hands, go check out the Final Fantasy Remake Demo. Download it, even though PlayStation has sucky downloads. Go download it, check it out, and have fun with your Nintendo Switch. Now, if y'all got anything y'all want to say about the game, anybody gonna buy the game day and date, anything like that? Because for me right now, I'm not really buying many games because I've been putting money into my hardware and other things. Like, I'm gonna be doing a review on this chair. I've never done a review on a chair, but I basically, all that I'm doing is getting my camera, gonna show some footage of the chair through my camera in no really order. Gonna talk about what I like about this chair, the company itself, and why I got the chair. And boom. But pretty much the only games that I'm looking to get is I'll get Adam Crossing, but that won't be until the summer. I'm only really looking to get right now is Doom and Final Fantasy VII Remake. Anything else, maybe something smaller that's on sale, and some older games that are available on these consoles, like Octopath Traveler and stuff like that are available on these modern consoles. Because I've got a slew of games to play through. I've got Red Dead Revolver on the PS2 I want to play through. I got the Bayonetta and a Vanquish collection I want to play through. I want to finish God of War, Super Mario Odyssey, stuff like that, and just have a whole lot of fun, But getting over here, before we get out of the games part of it, and we go towards the latter half, which is usually wrestling, we do have room for music topics if there's ever one that pops up. But we got some games releasing this month that I thought it'd be fun just to share with you all, So hopefully it shows up on the screen. You might not be able to see this the best, but it shows some games that are releasing this month right here on the Game Informer. I'm not the biggest Final Fantasy VII fan because I feel like the game just crammed my throat. I have to admit, the remake looks impressive. The improved look of the characters and the scenery. If they just graphics upgraded, I wouldn't want it. But the changes they made have intrigued me. Yeah, see, the thing about it is, it's not just a remaster where they improved the graphics, the controls, and all that, and modernized it. They actually went to the story, fleshed out certain parts of the story from what I'm seeing. They've redone some of the music. They've made the characters models look better. The scene models look better. They've made the world fleshed it out more and all of that, and it's really, really awesome. But just to throw out some games coming out this month, as we'll do in most of the episodes we talk about at the beginning of the month, some games coming out, and at the end of the month we'll talk about like some games that have released this month and some of the how thing goes on. And whether you get these games or not, it's on you. But we got some Final Fantasy, Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. We got Murder by Numbers. I heard about that game. There's one game on this list right now that I am getting, but I can get that through Game Pass. And you got Pokemon Mushroom Ninja, which I played the demo for. That's a decent game. If you played it back in the day, cool. Ori and the Will of the Wisp. I'm getting that through Game Pass, and I might even share that on stream with you all. First one was really cool. You know, because Ori and the Blind Forest was a very, very good game. Very, very solid game. And now they're having Ori and the Will of the Wisp. Very, very good game. Cool stuff. I can't wait to check it out, you know. You know, you got some other games. Obviously, there's Doom 64, classic game. You know, now coming on to modern consoles, which is cool. You know, got Animal Crossing. I'm getting that, but I'm not getting that day and date. It does look really, really cool, you know. Animal Crossing. There's a bunch of people that are fans of that series, so that's cool. You know, some other games coming out that I'll be getting, but through Game Pass, like Bleeding Edge. I'm gonna check that out through that. Maybe if they do Bleeding Edge right, even though people say it's really not the greatest game out there, it could be something to rival Overwatch, or even if it doesn't rival Overwatch, it could be something in that realm to spice things up. You know, it's kind of like Fortnite and Apex Legends and all these other games came out, and PUBG's still there, but is it rivaling anything? No. You know, and then you got Persona 5 Royal, which I know a lot of people in the community are getting. You know, you got, which is basically for Persona 5 the complete edition. Then, you know, some added content. You know, you got a new Half-Life little thing for PC. You know, coming out in Noah 2 MLB The Show, which is going to go multi-plat after this year, I believe. You know, then you got the baseball game that's available for everybody, which is RBI. I'm not really big into baseball, but I do like the Cardinals and the Memphis Redbirds. You know, and then there's the picture from the Final Fantasy 7 remake right there, which looks really, really good. And we'll even touch on April next month. You know, you got, oh yeah, and you got Doom Eternal releasing on March 20th, which I'm buying that. And that game right there looks badass, and I'll say exactly that. Then next month in April, you got those games coming out: Final Fantasy 7 Remake, you know, the Predator Hunting Grounds, which is cool looking game. Trials of Mana, you know. So yeah, you got that stuff coming out, you know. So it's really, really cool. See that stuff, you know. All that. Yeah, after this year, MLB The Show is going multi-plat, meaning it will be on Xbox and I believe Nintendo platforms starting after this year. I've never played RBI. And obviously, if you look right here, you got some other stuff coming out throughout the year. You know, Wasteland 3, Last of Us Part 2. Cool stuff right there, but that's really, really good stuff right there. So, yeah, if y'all hyped for any of those games, cool, great, grand. I gotta say, I'm really hyped for a lot of the games I still have, you know, and all that. Now, there's a picture from Dreams right there. Dreams. You know, but that is that. Yeah, so that is that. And to round out the last two topics before we get out of here by 9 o'clock, and then we take a little bit of a break, and then we come back with Super Mario Odyssey. That is requested in the Discord because I want to make dedicated streams to the games. Let's do this. Go over to WWE Super Show. Where WWE Super Show 2020. Goldberg conquers The Fiend Bray Wyatt. I don't get why they do this. I understand he has a boost in ratings from when he did his promo on SmackDown to when he was at that Super Show. I understand that a boost in ratings means he's a moneymaker. He makes us money. We need to push him. Cool, great, grand. I understand that. I understand that straight up. But the thing about it being is this right here. Why couldn't they have done The Fiend Bray Wyatt and John Cena and had Fiend Bray Wyatt still have a longer title reign and have this title reign until WrestleMania, and then John Cena returned and said, you know, I feel like I just need a spotlight in this, you know, and then you know what you could do? You could have the Fiend come out, attack John Cena. We're gonna go through the whole card in a minute, but you could have the Fiend come out, attack John Cena, beat John Cena up, and John Cena's like, you know what? I've had enough of this, you know. I come out and I try to say, hey, I want to give power to the new generation, to power to this, a power to that, you know. And basically, John Cena gets pissed off after the Fiend beats him up on SmackDown, right? And basically, John Cena says, you know what? I wasn't gonna do this. I wasn't gonna do this, but you know what, Fiend? If you want to put your hands on me again, you want to beat me again, you know what I'm gonna do? This is what I say. If you want to do that, you know, you want to put your hands on John Cena, the man who's won the title 16 times. And you've only won the title, won world champions, how many times? And he could like throw that out there, you know? You put your hands on me and you want to look at WrestleMania, that WrestleMania sign. Well, you know what? I'll take you to WrestleMania and I'll prove to the world that I can be a 17-time champion. And if they did that, it would have a reason for John Cena. Hey, I'm fighting to be a 17-time champion to get and to put the Fiend out. And the Fiend could be like playing all these games like, oh, you're not going to be this, you're not going to be that, blah, 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 blah. Then you could have had, during the Goldberg match, after Goldberg had lost at Super Showdown, you could have Reigns come out and be like, Reigns could have been just like looking and be like, you know, and all that. But that's just me. So WWE now has those two matches basically set up, and you had the OC Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson defeat the Viking Raiders. Decent match. I saw that. Decent match. Then you had the Undertaker return and won the how do you say that, mountain trophy thing, and that was because they're setting up the Undertaker and AJ Styles, which I believe is going to be a phenomenal match. Not just that it's phenomenal AJ Styles, but AJ Styles is one of my favorite superstars of all time. He's in my top 5. My top 5 is Chris Sabin, Edge, Chris Jericho. No, it's Chris Sabin, Chris Jericho, Edge, Rey Mysterio, and AJ Styles. You know, and that's a decent match. You know, so that right there, he comes back and set that match up. So basically, AJ Styles is going against him at WrestleMania. Then you have Miz and Morrison finally get the tag team titles for the first time in over a decade. You know, defeating the New Day, who in the last decade had won the championship more than anybody, 7 different occasions, which is very, very good. You know, and it's good to see Morrison back in the company, because I feel like Morrison came back in the company at the right time, and then he's going to finish out his next few years of wrestling with WWE. You know. They have a bad issue of Zombie J. They have a bad issue of burying people, but at the same time, they also have an issue of we're burying these people, but at the same time, this person brings money in. We're gonna put B behind all them, but then people, the fan, you know. So it's kind of like a Nickelback situation. People can bitch and moan about that person all day long. Can bitch and moan about Brock Lesnar. Can bitch and moan about Goldberg. But in WWE's eyes, they're bringing money. It's like people bitch about Nickelback, but yet they're one of the biggest bands in the world. Somebody's got to be a fan of them. Somebody's got to be listening to that music. Then you got Angel Garza versus Humberto Carrillo. That's just building that storyline for whenever the stuff happened on Monday Night Raw. So I saw that. You know, then you have Raw Champions versus Street Profits. Street Profits actually won the titles Monday and had a huge pop. Huge pop when the Street Profits won last night, 2 nights ago on Monday Night Raw. But I heard that pop. I was watching on my TV, and I had my TV about mid-range volume, about 40%, and boom, it went popping, you know. Then you have Mansoor versus, I hear you say that, versus, and then versus Dolph Ziggler, which that's basically a match with a pop for the local crowd, you know. Then you have the WWE champion Brock Lesnar basically bury Rocket, you know, Ricochet. Then you have Roman Reigns defeat Kane Corbin in a steel cage match. Didn't care for that match because that feud has gone on too long. You had Bayley defeat Naomi. Didn't care for that match because that match was supposed to be at Mania, but they rushed it. And then obviously we already know how we feel about Goldberg. You know that, but leading into WrestleMania, yeah, true. You know, but I just gotta say, if you look at stuff right here, right here, you see you got some of the pictures of the show right there. Very good stuff. You know, that was a decent show, minus the main event. You know, minus this match a little bit. Because like, even if Brock won this match right here, I feel like Ricochet could have got more in, you know? Just me. You know, this right here, it could have been something different, you know? And this right here, I didn't really care for. That's just me personally with WWE. But hey, we're still here. We're still going to be talking about it from time to time on the channel about WWE as we're on the road to WrestleMania. I'm on the road to 1K subscribers and all that jazz. But rounding things out for the podcast tonight before we take a little bit of a break and then we come back with Mario Odyssey, I just want to say we got a show that was 10 times better than the Super Show, and that is right here, AEW Revolution, where we had a stat card. We had the Dark Order defeated the SCU, which is SoCal Uncensored, Frank Kazarian and Scorpio Sky via pinfall. Evo Uno clothesline Sky from behind. You know, so yeah. You know, but that match was a really, really good match. You know, they basically, if you could, you know what I'm thinking about that match right there. I did see like the after. I don't know if it was that Revolution, but it was like the yeah. It says it right here. After the match, Colt Cabana's music hit, and the veteran Chicago indie star ran in to make a save before overwhelmed Cabana. Christopher Daniels then attacked to make a save. You know, so basically, Christopher Daniels thought he came out there as a exalted one. And he said, "Bump, I'm coming there to attack you." The thing about Colt Cabana being in AEW is, if y'all don't recommend, he was on the first AEW technically show All In, because he's been friends with these guys for years. He's been in and out of WWE before. You know, he's been in all these big companies, and to see him be in AEW with people that are friends with, people that he trusts, people that will allow him to do what he wants to do. You know, for the majority of however long his career is left. Really, really cool stuff. We'll see that he said, hey, I'm going to help Scorpio, the SU out if they need me. I'm going to help the Elite out if they need me, you know. And all that. That's really, really good, you know. And to see Christopher Daniels back as well. Very, very cool. He basically was off for a few weeks resting. You know, cool. And then you had Jake Hager have his first match, which was him versus Dustin Rhodes. Because months ago, Dustin Rhodes was basically got his arm broke, you know, by Jake Hager in the car door, right? Well, Jake Hager defeated via submission, which I don't, you know, which I didn't. I saw this match through a YouTube clip, and the match was a decent match, you know. It wasn't nothing to write home about, but to see Jake Hager actually have a match, you know, outside of just doing his MMA stuff and being basically the big guy for Jericho in the inner circle. Very, very positive stuff. And I'm glad that Zombie J, you're having fun with the podcast and everything like that. Thank you, everybody, you know, for being here. Once we get done reading this card, we're kind of going to get out of here. But yeah, then you had the match right here, which was Darby Allin versus Sammy Guevara. You know, and basically that match built on Sammy Guevara used a skateboard to break on his neck, you know, into the ring. Bam. Darby Allin, I'm really, really liking Darby Allin. He's very over. I'm liking Darby Allin, you know, the talent. And I like Sammy Guevara. He's decent too as a Spanish god. Decent guy. You know, but it's really cool to see. So Darby Allin defeated Sammy Guevara, and it was, you know, as you know, Allin came in, rode his bike down to the ring before taking Guevara out ringside with a suicide dive. You know, that's really, really good stuff. Good building, you know. Good building, you know. I can see that feud going on, you know, and that match was actually something you could write home about. You know, you also then the match of the night, as some people say, this might have been the match of the night. Might have been. You had Adam Page, Kenny Omega defeat the Young Bucks. And I'm actually going to read everything that it says right here, because this is very, very good match. Things got heated between the Elite members during the match, with Page spitting in Jackson's face and also getting aggressive with Omega. The Bucks seemed to have enough of Page's nonsense early on, which eventually turned into the brothers getting progressively more aggressive towards Omega. As things got more heated, the Bucks ended up hitting Page with a Indie Taker on the entrance ramp. With Page out of the picture after the big move, the Bucks laid into Omega with super kicks, hitting the Golden Trigger and more super kicks. Omega kicked out of the and Matt began working on over Omega's shoulder before Nick stepped in and told his brother to calm down. in attacking their friend. Page made his way back into the match, driving Nick through a table and hitting the buckshot / V-trigger combination for a near fall. Page hit a one-winged angel when Omega's shoulder prevented him from executing his trademark move. He then hit buckshot lariats on both to score the pin and retain the titles. That's very, very good. Very, very good. Very, very good stuff, I have not seen the show tonight, so I don't know what's going to happen there. I'll see it when I get done streaming, I may check it out a little bit in the intermission, which will be about 15 minutes, But very, very good stuff. You had the match that not a lot of people really were hyped for because you have this big match and then you have this low. It's kind of like, You had Nyla Rose defeat Chris Strandland, which both of them are good talents. I feel like the one that's from Portuguese, whatever her name is, the premier Portuguese, that other woman should have been the one in that or that Japanese woman that they're really getting behind. What's that Japanese woman they're really getting behind? I can't think of her name right now. It's not getting into my head. But man, I follow her on Instagram and she posts like gaming stuff. She posts like her playing music and all this stuff, and I'm like, that girl right there. Woo. Then you had the grudge match right here, MJF versus Cody. Which seems like Cody has a tattoo now on his neck. I don't know why if I would have got that tattoo, I would have got it right here, not on my neck, but I'm not him. You had MJF defeat Cody, which doesn't damage Cody really, but MJF gets over even more as being one of the top villains that they're trying to push in the company. So I like that match, That match, I saw it was hard-hitting stuff, If y'all got anything to say about any of these matches or AEW or anything you want to share, feel free right now. Boom! In the chat. And if you're enjoying the show, give me the old-fashioned...
Give me a hell yeah! I said give me a hell yeah!
You had Pac versus Orange Cassidy, which I saw this match in entirety because I actually sat down, watched this match, and I'm like, what's Orange Cassidy going to do against Pac? Pac's been great ever since he stepped into business. And what was cool about this match is that Cassidy did his routine, right? Where he barely hit somebody, and then but this match, as things ramped up as Pac started doing bigger and bigger moves, Orange Cassidy's face basically started hitting himself with bigger moves. Hitting him with bigger moves. And it's like, oh, he's doing this dive. He's doing these bigger moves. I'm like, you realize, oh, it's his first match in AEW, but Orange Cassidy can wrestle. And then obviously you had a part where there was a distraction by the Lucha Bros came out there and all that, because in the backstage somebody asked Pac, what were the Lucha Bros out there? And he basically told the girl, it's not none of your business why they were out there, And all that. No, I did not watch. I'm subscribed to Matt Hardy's YouTube channel. I didn't watch this free delete. The last thing I watched from Matt Hardy was whenever he basically said, oh, it's this time, and I basically am a free agent, But to see that right there was really, really cool. So I could see them still building on the Orange Cassidy Pac thing, and maybe bringing in the best friends and having like a three-way boom boom kind of thing. And then you had the match of the night, main event, Jon Moxley defeating one of my favorite superstars of all time, Chris Jericho. I'll watch it once later tonight. But yeah, basically that match right there. Woo. Basically, you had all the interferences and all that match, but then finally, what's her name? The referee, Aubrey Edwards, finally told them all to get out of there, But man, that match right there, and then to see like all this stuff, he gets hit again in the eye and all that stuff, and then finally the eye reveal, and then he basically puts the moves on Jericho and does a paradigm shift and wins the title. Cool. Obviously, we suspect with the way that he's been in WWE the last 5 years of his career and the way that he's been now, that Chris Jericho's basically getting ready to go back on tour with Fozzy. So they said, hey, you helped build the company up, you helped do all this. Now he's gonna go on tour, and we're gonna get somebody else the title reign, and we're gonna build up some other superstars around the world title picture. What you could throw Kenny Omega back up in there, You know, I don't know, you know, maybe push Pac towards that title, you know, stuff like that. But it's really, really cool stuff you could do. Really, really cool stuff you could do right there, you know. But I'm really enjoying what AEW's got as a product and everything like that, you know. Can't wait to see if they can do any, you know, maybe build on a second show or start doing some house shows just their stuff over the next few years. And it'll be something really, really behind. Next time they come in my area, I'm definitely going to try to go and everything like that. But I definitely will watch that in that episode. You know, actually, I'll watch it when I get done with the stream, you know. I'll go watch it right when I get done with the stream, you know. Because once I get done with the stream, everybody, I'm going to set up Mario Odyssey to play that with you all on stream and all that jazz. And then between tonight and tomorrow, I'm going to try to get a review done for this chair right here. Which, if anybody has anything they could do to help me with this review, like if you have like you've seen a video like, hey Chris, why don't you watch this video? Because I've never really done a professional review of anything other than the Satisfy grip. So I got to basically do a review of this chair, talk about how I feel about it sitting in it through several streams and an editing session, talk about what the chair is made out of, what the chair can do. Like if you're watching the stream right now, I'll show y'all. Let me go to this. Let me go back to me. And all that. Now you see me right here, right? I took one of the cushions off, right? And then you can go like this. All the way back. You don't even see me. You don't even see me. But see, I go like that. That's how far back the chair can go. And then, well, it does come up pretty quick. And so if you do like the little lever on it, boom. And then watch this. See, and then you got the other lever, which if I go right here, do this one. You know, because I'm trying to make sure. Because what I'm doing in the review is that I told the guy that works there, just to give y'all a little information. I told the guy there, I said, I'll give you an intro, talk about myself and why I'm doing this review. I'll talk about why I got the chair. Then I said I'll do a few minutes of talking about the product itself, what it's made out of, why, you know, what the chair can do and all that. And then at the end of it, I said I'm gonna show off your website. And I said, is that good enough for a review? He said that's more than enough for a review. You're going out of the way to even show our website. That's a blessing. And I was like, okay, that's what I'll do. But also, here's the one that goes down. See, like I can go way down here, or I can go right up here. Boom, boom, boom. You see? Go right up here. You know, I'm way up high now. Now y'all can see me a little bit higher than whenever I was in the other thing. And hope, you know, and all that jazz. But it is 9:03, so if y'all got any last comments, by 9:30, we'll be live with some Super Mario Odyssey. And if you're hyped for Super Mario Odyssey on the channel, I have not beat that game, give me a hype in the chat. That means just type the hype in the chat if you're ready for that one in the next 30 minutes. If you enjoyed the podcast, give me the old-fashioned hell yeah. And if you got anything else to say, I'm going to give y'all about a minute or two to talk, and then we're going to get out of here. If y'all want to ask any questions in the last minute or 2, 3, 4, 5, feel free. Y'all are awesome. Christina has Zombie J. You can't see me. Last few things I gotta say is that review will be out. Review for the chair will be out Monday at Friday at earliest, Monday at latest. So if I do it Monday, that means it gives me all weekend to work on it. Go check out my merch. Link in the description below. It gives you merch at teesprings.com for the lowest I could possibly put it. I do got some other merch in the works. What works is just, you know, some things. I've got to get some other things done. If you go to the link for this chair, look for this chair or any other chairs made by Ewin. Go to the link in the description of this video and all future videos and streams of mine, because that link right there will link you straight to custom URL that will help yours truly out. And remember, when you check out at ewinracing.com, use the code Chrislevi13 for 20% off. I haven't been told to say this, but I feel like from what I see, this is what you need to say. You know? But yeah, do that right there, you know, and you can get 20% off. So say chair costs $200, right? You do 20% off, you're paying $170, $180. now. So basically, you're saving yourself $20, basically, you know. But yeah, hopefully y'all enjoy this episode. See y'all in about 15-20 minutes with Super Mario Odyssey. I'm gonna go do a few things and then be back. Thank you all for being here, and we'll be in my other set of scenes and all that. And I'm going to edit these set of scenes up right here to also do some game live streams with this set of scenes as well. But yeah, we got a lot of things cooking. I appreciate the support. You know, remember, come a Patreon, become a Patreon if you want to. You know. And last but not least, win the giveaway on the YouTube, on the Twitter. It is in the pinned comment for the digital code to Xbox, Nintendo, or PlayStation, whatever one you choose, is over, and then the winner gets said live on stream, and I tweet out who the winner is. As of that giveaway ending, there will be no mods giving out unless you've been a long-time supporter for months and months on end before I give somebody new a mod. Number 2, the like goal will go from 10 like hype to 15 like hype, and we will do some other special things once the giveaway is done. Like I've told y'all, there's 2 other giveaways that I'm got planned to do as well. Anyway, I'm gonna go finish eating dinner, do a few things, and when you see me, you see this channel go live again, we're doing some Super Mario Odyssey. Thank you all for being here, and I'll see you all in a little bit. Later. Stay awesome. And I'll watch that free to delete episode in a minute.